So let's talk about evaluation. The cognitive approach, we've seen there's loads to it and there's lots of information, but the key idea for the cognitive approach, guys, that you need to get is this concept of sleep. The purpose of sleep is to help facilitate information processing, and that's actually the phrase that the SQA use. So it's good to have that in your head. So when we're thinking about evaluating, that's what we're thinking about. How does sleep and dreams help us to facilitate information processing? Well, Walker et al. In 2005, they supported the idea that sleep can actually improve performance in cognitive-based tasks. So they looked at this idea of a finger-tapping task. So basically, they taught people a finger-tapping task, and I can't quite remember exactly how it worked, but essentially it was like you tap the first finger, then the fifth finger, then the second, then the fourth, and it was a complex sequence, right? And what they did is they found that actually, if they trained them and then tested them, they did okay. But if they trained them and then they slept and then they tested them, they actually improved their accuracy, and actually they also improved their speed as well. And Huber et al. In 2004 supported this idea that sleep is connected to learning. And they showed it sort of from the other way around. So what they did is they looked at how much time people spend in sleep after learning. Remember, if you go back to the restoration approach, we looked at that same idea. After people exercise, for instance, do they spend more time in a certain type of sleep? Well, Huber et al. Found that slow wave sleep increased by almost as much as 25%. After certain types of learning. And that's a little bit odd, because you would have thought it would be REM sleep. We tend to connect REM sleep more with that idea of the mind, but Huber suggested it was actually slow wave sleep, and that if you spent more time in slow wave sleep, that would actually improve performance on that type of learning that they were looking at. Stickgold, remember him? He supported the idea that sleep is related to memory, and he found that there was a direct link between memory retention and sleep. He found that sleep enhanced all types of memories, but it had the biggest impact on memories that had a sort of what he called a medium trace. So strong memories, you're going to remember those anyway. Sleep didn't have much impact on it. Really weak memories of like, I think that happened. Did it happen when? I can't really remember. It didn't have much impact on that. But memory sort of in the middle where you're like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember that. Do I? Oh, yeah. Those are the sort of memories that actually sleep had a big impact on. You also could use a lot of the material that you've just taken notes on the video here to support what Stickgold's saying. And Mednick et al. In 2003, they supported the idea that sleep is connected to improved perception. And what they did is they did a perception task. So we've seen some cognition tasks. We've seen some, looking at finger tapping and things like that. Well, Mednick et al. Looked at perception tasks, and they found that a 90-minute nap had the same impact on a perception task as a full night's sleep. So just that actually the important thing is experiencing all the stages of sleep rather than the amount of sleep. Remember, in a 90-minute cycle, you're going to experience all the stages of sleep. So they suggested it's actually not about the amount of sleep you get, but it's making sure you've gone through each of those stages, and perhaps most importantly, the REM sleep. Seihagen et al. Something like that, et al. In 2015, supported this idea that sleeping improves recall of skills. So they taught babies a new action, like rolling over or doing a certain little puzzle, dead simple puzzle. And they found that when babies were learning that new action, the babies who took a nap recalled it way better than the babies who didn't take a nap. On the other hand, there is some evidence kind of opposing the cognitive approach. Prominently, Vertes in 2004. Vertes opposed the idea that sleeping rather than rest time is key to memory consolidation. So remember how we looked at what Stickgold did, and Stickgold found that if you went away, so he tested people in the morning, so he gave them information in the morning and then tested them in the evening. After 12 hours, so they hadn't slept, they had 12 hours away, and then he gave other people a test information in the evening, and then tested them in the morning, 12 hours apart, so that they'd had a chance to sleep. So they both had 12 hours rest time, but the people who slept actually did better than the people who didn't sleep. So it wasn't about the amount of rest time, it was just about the sleep. Well, Vertes in 2004 said he didn't actually buy that. He found that actually a 4 to 6 hour break away from a task has the same effect as sleeping. So he said actually it's about being away from a task rather than the sleeping. And this is something we're going to find all the time in psychology. I can hear some of you just going, well, which one's right? And the answer is, like, you're going to find conflicting evidence. So that's why we include all of this evidence in our evaluation. McNamara in 2012 opposed the idea that dreams are related to problem solving. And he said that, listen, there are loads of dreams that have no relevance to a person's like daily activities. So like flying or meeting famous people, that's got nothing to do with solving a problem of yours. Most of the dreams we remember are just weird and random. So like, they're not logical responses. It's not like, I don't know how to solve this problem. I'll have a dream about solving the problem and now I know. That's not really how dreams work. On the other hand, I wonder, and this is just me kind of hypothesizing, maybe there are lots of dreams that we're having that are logical, but we don't remember them. And this is one of the problems about dreams, isn't it? We just don't remember them, most of them. So is there something special about the ones we do remember? Are they connected? Like, can we really get a proper study of dreaming from just looking at the dreams that we remember? Because is that ignoring thousands more? It's hard to tell. So a task for this one, dead simple, pretty similar to the task you were doing last time about the restoration approach. Put together some sort of mind map, kind of showing all of the different bits of evaluation. Maybe try and connect different parts together. That'd be great, just to kind of show the interlinks between them. That'd be really helpful. And then you're going to watch the video, which is from Mr. Martin Explains, which is him doing a lot better job than I'm doing of explaining all of this. That's not actually the right video, guys. That's the restoration theory. But by the time you see this, it will be the right video. And that is the magic of the internet. And then what I want you to do is he does a sort of good job of explaining the cognitive approach. We've covered most of it. He covers some other little bits and pieces here and there that you could add into your notes. And then the key stuff is the evaluation. So what evidence is there that supports or opposes the cognitive approach? Take those notes, add them into your mind map so you've got a more detailed, expanded mind map, and then answer the question, evaluate the cognitive approach to sleep. Dead simple.